I'm not using this for today's prompt. I just wanted to hold up something different than a book for once. Although I am now seeing the words bonus, chunky, extra value. It's like some marketing person just Googled a whole bunch of words that people like and just slap them on the label. Right, let's crack on. Let's go for here. Let's go upside down again. We'll go over here. 367. It was terrible, Mr. Poirot. I knelt there. We'll stick that. It was terrible. I knelt there. Knelt is a good word. And the first thing I'm immediately thinking of is like praying or begging. That's what you do when you kneel. And you could write an email about that. You know, this is, you know, if I could beg of you one thing, this would be it. That would be okay. But weirdly, thinking about the kneeling thing reminds me of an old improv game called Sit, Stand and Lie Down. And it's amazing. There's 3 people in the scene. And it's amazing how much fun you can have just by one person having to be stood up, one having to be sat down, and one having to lie down, and them changing positions throughout the scene. So that's the thing I would go with. I would open the email talking about Whose Line Is It Anyway? One of the fun improv games I ever saw. And it was based on constraints. If one person stands up and you're stood up, you have to change position. So let's talk about getting your customers into constrained positions. Steady. So you teach people how to make pottery out of earwax. They could make anything, but why not give them a constraint? So force them to make a cup, a saucer, or anything like that. In your market, there's a lot to be done with these kind of exercises, and that's the kind of thing to think about it. It's more of a kind of thinking exercise. It's the blank page can be really paralyzing at some point. So make their life easier by making it harder and constraining them, restricting their choices. So if you teach people how to make pottery out of earwax, give them something specific to do. Give them a position to go in and then talk about that. Open talking about Whose Line Is It Anyway? Talk about the fact you can get so much fun out of constraints, and constraints are really productive. They actually help you get past the blank page syndrome, whatever that kind of version of the blank page syndrome is for you guys that stops people taking action. It's a great way to beat procrastination. Here's a quick restriction you can try out today to bust through those mental blocks. And if you want some more, I've got a course over here. It's $47 and it's fucking awesome. Don't use that copy. Also, don't use that copy. Bonus, chunky, extra value. Though, it's a hell of a Tinder bio.